Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. In this video, I will be explaining about Authority to Practice or ATP. ATP is the official approval that gives someone the legal right to work professionally in a regulated field. It's more than just a certificate. It shows that a person is truly qualified, competent and responsible. Without ATP, a person is not allowed to perform certain tasks that can affect the public or involve legal and financial matter. In Malaysia, Act 242 states clearly that anyone who wants to become a registered valuer, a real estate agent or property manager must have ATP from Bovia. If someone works without ATP, it's considered illegal and they could face legal action, fine or be banned from the profession. How to get and maintain ATP. So, how do you get ATP? First, the person must complete an approved course like real estate management. Then, they must undergo 2 years of practical training under supervision and keep a logbook of their experience. After that, they need to pass the test of professional competence, also known as the TPC. This includes submitting valuation report and attending an interview with the Bovia panel. Once all the requirements are completed and approved, ATP will be granted and the person can officially practice. But that's not the end. ATP must be renewed every year and professionals are required to join continuing professional development or CPD. This includes training, seminar or industry update. If they skip CPD or break any code of conduct, their ATP can be suspended or cancelled. How ATP protect the public and the profession? Now, why is ATP so important? ATP help ensure that only those who are properly trained and ethical are allowed to work in sensitive profession. For example, in real estate, if a registered valuer make a mistake in a valuation report used for a court case or bank loan, it can cause big loss and they can be held legally responsible. LTP also protect the public from fake professionals. There have been many cases of unlicensed agents cheating buyer and seller. ATP makes sure only trusted, registered people can do the job, which help build public trust and keep the industry professional and safe. So as you can see, ATP is not just a formality. It plays a big role in ensuring professionalism, accountability and public protection.
Let's talk about the use of a firm's names and logo in advertisement. Under the rule, a registered valuer or valuation firm allowed to advertise their firm name and logo, but only approval from the board. This rule helps the public clearly identify which firms are legally recognized under the Act. For example, a company called Asana Valuation & Co. can use its official name and logo on things like their letterheads, website and business card. However, it's important that the name or logo is not misleading. It must not suggest service that the firm is not allowed to offer by law. Next, let's look at how valuers can describe their service in advertisement. According to the Act, advertising is allowed if it includes factual and non-misleading description of the service offered. However, the service must be part of the approved list such as property valuation, plans, machinery valuation or consultancy on compensation method. For example, a firm can advertise by saying expert valuer service for all residential, commercial and industrial property across Malaysia. It also important that these services are directly related to the license worth of the valuer. The Act must not claim superiority or give the impression that one firm is better than others. Now, let's move on to contact details and business information in advertisement. Valuation firms are allowed to include their business contact details in their ads. This include the office address, phone number, fax number, email, website, and even business hours. The purpose is to make it easier for the public to reach the firm in a professional and ethical manner. For example, a firm may advertise, "Contact us at Jalan Tun Razak, Kuala Lumpur, telephone number, email," and as long as the information provided is true and not misleading, this type of advertisement is permitted. Lastly, let's talk about professional credential and registration numbers in advertisement. A registered valuer may include their qualifications and registration number to be trusted and show credibility. This can include their Bovient registration numbers, academic qualification, or membership such as MRISM or FRISM. For example, an ad may state registered valuer under Act 242, registration number, member of the Royal Institution of Surveyors Malaysia. This gives the public confidence that they are dealing with qualified and approved professional.
Next, we go to the sixth questions, which is the answer is the board of valuers, appraisal, estate agents, and property managers. That's called BOVAP. The Board of Valuers, Appraisers, Estate Agents, and Property Managers is the primary regulatory body for the real estate professions established under Act 242 to oversee the conduct and professional practice of registered valuers, registered estate agents, and registered property managers. Next, we go to the main function of the board, to approve or reject application for registrations, which is conduct professional examinations and issue the authority to practice ATP, which is mandatory for the practice of law. In addition, the board is also empowered to set fee scales, regulate conduct and ensure professional ethics, and hold disciplinary proceedings in cases of misconduct, if any. For example, if a registered estate agent is found guilty of unethical and unlawful advertising practices, the board may suspend or revoke their license under Section 24 of the Act. Next is BOVAP is in charge of keeping up with the official register of professionals that is accessible at the board, which includes the registration of probationary values and probationary estate agents who are receiving training at the board, as well as registered valuers, registered appraisers, registered estate agents, and registered property managers, along with registering businesses that offer valuation, real estate brokerage, and property management service. BOVAP is also in charge of keeping track of firm information. The board takes initiative for advancement of education by awarding scholarships and organizing continuous professional development initiative.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Imam Akhidim Razali. Today I want to consult about the code of conduct of ethics for registered valuer and appraiser, which fall under Act 242. First, Rule 65. Personal interest to be disclosed. This rule states that every registered valuer or appraiser must declare any personal interest, whether direct or indirect, in the property or transaction they are handling. The aim to prevent conflict of interest and to ensure full transparency between the valuer and their client. Next, Rule 67. Fee contingent or on result under this rule, no registered valuer or appraiser is allowed to charge of a fee that depend on the outcome or result of their professional work. In other words, the fee must be independent of the valuation finding to maintain professional integrity. Next, Rule 69. Receipt of payment from more than one source. This rule highlights that the valuer or appraiser cannot accept compensation or payment from more than one party for the same service unless full disclosure is made to all involved parties and written consent is obtained. Next, Rule 74, accuracy of statement. Valuer and appraiser are strictly prohibited from making false or misleading statement, whether through misstatement, omission, or suppression of material fact. Accuracy and honesty are essential in all professional communication. Last, Rule 75, valuation report. Valuer must never provide unconsidered or unsupported opinion on property valuation or real estate matter. All valuation report must be prepared based on reliable market evidence, comprehensive analysis, and professional standards set by the board. Thank you.